Hey folks, Landstryder here, and this is episode 26 in my post-Finem spoiler series. So today, I want to get caught up on a few things and just got some bits and bobs to go over. So first of all, I've added a couple more synthesizers to this, and I'm pretty much almost up to the maximum here. I've got 2 more recipes I could add here. And I haven't had the need to make a second bank yet, but I probably will before the series is over. But I've been working on making storage. Storage right here. These guys right here. Nope, these ones. 64K storage cells. And I've actually taught the system how to make those. And I need about 5 more of them to fill in my drive upstairs. So if I try to tell it to make 5, it has the ability to make pretty much everything at this point, except for phosphate. You can see that it's asking for a ton of phosphate, and I don't have it. So I can either manually come up here and harvest some carrots and make some phosphate by turning that into, what was it, broth? Soup? Something? But what I want to do is I actually want to automate it. So I would like to take and what it's going to give me is it's going to give me these hydroxopalate stuff. But you can see that has 3 bits of phosphate in it. A bunch of calcium that I might be able to use to combine into something else later on. So what I want to do is I want to finally automate my carrot farm up here. I've had these carrots up here for a long time, and I come up and pick them on occasion when I need phosphate. And I'll just show you that real quick. What I would do is I'd come up, grab some carrots. I don't know how I got a mushroom growing there, but I do. Grab some carrots, come on down here, and I've got a pot in here. You mix some carrots with a pot, and you can do this with a lot of different vegetables. Will get you stock. That's what I was trying to say, stock. So I get a bunch of stock, and then I take that stock and break it down. And when you break down, let me get one of those back. When you break down stock, you have a chance of getting this hydroxopalate, which is basically because stock, you can see it has a little bone in it. That's one of the other things you can make stock from is bones, and it doesn't show me the percentage chance. I don't think it's 100%. But anyway, I get that. And then once I got the hydroxopalate stuff, I can take that and break it down, and I get a bunch of phosphates from that. So I want to automate that process because I need tons of phosphates, because phosphates is what I use to make Certus quartz. And yeah, there's no point in breaking it down further than that because I need the phosphate, and I just add aluminum to it, get the aluminum phosphate, and that makes the Certus quartz. So let's head back up here. Oh, we need a harvester from MFR is what I think I would like to use for this. And I've already made some of the subcomponents for this. So a harvester from MFR will not break the crop sticks. It'll just harvest the crop. And I've already made all the subparts for this, including the Z-logic. So there we go. I grab my harvester out of there. I even taught the system how to make Z-logics for if I wanted to make some more of these harvesters. And I might eventually want to make some more of these harvesters. So I put a interface here and taught it. And did I? Actually, I forget if I need to do this. Tell it to push the output back into the ME system whenever it's done making the Z-logic. So if I want to make more harvesters in the future, I'll be able to do that. So what I think I want to do is actually put the harvester right here, because that's going to be close to power and all the conduits and stuff. See, the conduits are like right there. So if I put my harvester on the center of this wall of the farm here, and it should be this block right here. So now I put my, and that's going to be facing the wrong direction, isn't it? Yep, that's okay. I can turn it around, can't I? There we go. Now it's facing the right direction. That's the side that does the harvesting. But I still need to, whoa, apparently it harvested something. It came loaded with a little bit of energy. But now I need to connect it to power so that it can get power continuously. I'm going to go ahead and come right down here for that. And then I also want to tell it to send all the, export all of the stuff, the products down into, we're going to repurpose this cyclic assembler right here. So we're going to change this recipe to be our carrot plus our bowl. It's going to give us stock. There it goes. It's going to start doing that for us. And that's automatically, should automatically go over into here. If I turn this lever on, I believe, let's just go ahead and get rid of that lever at this point because we just want it to run all the time. Now, is it getting in there? Let's see here. Yeah, it's coming out. It's got to be going in there. It's the only place for it to go. If we look over here, we should have some hydrophosphate things, hydro thingies. Anyway, let's get some conduits and connect our thing up there. We might need to get some filters as well. So we're going to need, no, I think we need actually the low tier energy conduits and some item conduits. Let's see here. See if we can't get it all connected up. So yeah, until it gets the a place to send them, it's just going to spit them out the back of the machine. So we need to come from there. We could come straight up and connect to the back of it. Might not be a bad idea. Might not be a bad idea, even though it's going to kind of stick out a little bit. And there we go. That should actually almost be everything we need to do. Yeah, I think we are going to need a filter because we're going to want to tell it filter carrots into this. So we're going to need to change that to in and out. And we want to insert, we need a filter. Probably don't have the materials for this. It's in a hopper, okay. And it is Christmas, which is why you see all the packet, all the chests look like Christmas gifts. So if you're watching this in the future and wonder about that. So we're going to put that there, and we're going to do that, and hopefully it's going to ignore... Hopefully it's going to ignore the NBT data. Hopefully. We'll see. Throw our carrots in there. And now they're going to the right place, so we don't have to worry too much about that. I think that's all we need for that. There's some other things we need to take care of with this, though. So this is getting power, and it's should be sending its items out the back. It's also building up sludge, and we're going to deal with that here in a minute. But, oh yeah, we don't have the power connected down all the way to the network, so let's fix that real quick. Might need to make a little bit more of this low tier energy conduit. Oh, no, that was just enough. Just enough to get up there. Cool. All right, now, hopefully it won't send the carrot straight into here now that it has a different destination for that. The other way that I could handle that and make sure that carrots, you know, a better way to handle this would actually be, instead of use a filter, let's tell it to go on the lime channel. Insert on the lime channel. And then we'll come up here and tell this to extract from the machine on the lime channel. There we go. Now I know for sure that anything that comes out of this machine is going to go straight into that cyclic assembler down here. And it's not going to go anywhere else because there's no other destinations with those colors. Much better, and that saves me from wasting that, or saves me from having to use this basic filter. I'll use that someplace else for sure. We'll just go ahead and put it away. That's a better way to do it, I think. Cool. So, yeah, I think we're good now. With all that. Next thing up is to deal with the sludge. Now, I think it would be advantageous to have a sludge boiler. Otherwise, I've got to avoid the sludge somehow. And there is an easy way for me to do that, but sludge boiler. The thing about these is that you don't want to be anywhere near it when it's working, so we need a couple furnaces. And we had everything else for that, so that was actually quite easy to craft up. Now here's the problem, is finding a good place for this where I'm not going to be affected by it, because it emits a cloud of toxic fumes. And I don't really want to be affected by that all the time. So out there someplace floating in the middle of the air would probably be a good place for it. That's a good question. So if I put it here, every time I go up to my nice little garden up there, I'm going to get affected. And I don't think it would go down far enough for me to be affected down there, but let's put it here for the time being. Just for now, I guess. And we'll need a piece of conduit stuff. Fluid conduit. Should only need one piece. While I'm down here, I also need to figure out, actually, I need to come up here to figure this out. I need to figure out what kind of, right now, the harvester, you can see that it's only doing a pretty small area. Why is it not doing anything right now? It should be harvesting that carrot and that carrot. Perhaps because it doesn't think it has a place to go? Oh, I know why. I forgot these things are sided in the config here. And it's saying it's only, can I possibly? If I do that, does that work? It did, but it took the pot out. That's bad. Where did it go? It probably broke it down. That's terrible. Okay, so I guess I'm going to use that filter. Give me that filter. Okay, so thermal expansion machines have this setting right here, where it just basically allows you to insert and extract from all of the slots. Oh, it took the... Where did it put the... It took out the thing, too. And I assume that it went in here and got recycled. That's kind of a bummer. Blueprint. Schematic. What's it called? Schematic. Let's get another one of those. All right, before we try to think how to do this. Best way to do this would probably be to tell it to only pull out the material we're looking for. So let's get a couple carrots. Make some stock. Come up here and tell it to extract whitelist stock. Hopefully that'll work. All Alright, so now we can put our pot back in here. We can put this back in here. Carrots go up there. And then we'll have to give it the recipe again. So that plus that. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Pulling it out. All right, good. Okay, I think we got it. I think we got it. That was funny. Okay, so now I want it to harvest all these carrots, not just these 3x3 area. So I need to expand the radius 2. And that should do it. Should get the whole garden if I expand the radius by 2. So to do that, there are these upgrades. They're different levels. What I want is a tin upgrade. So hopefully, I need plastic. Craft me a plastic, please. So now if I take my tin upgrade and come up here and put that into the harvester, it'll go right there in that slot. And it should, yeah, look at that, get the entire garden worth of carrots. A couple carrots it didn't get, or either that or they grew up real fast again. Okay, so let's throw that down there, and that's going to fill in the sludge boiler, and oh, it is hitting me. I guess my question is, if I come up here to my flower garden, which is, I didn't replant flowers up here. I could swear I replanted some flowers up there. Obviously, I need to get back to that. I think it'll be all right, and it'll probably be all right there. And where do I want the items to go? That's a good question. Because it's going to be outputting various bits of turf and dirt and things like that. Mycelium and various other things from the sludge boiler. I don't know if I want them to automatically decompose. Right now, that's about the best destination that I have for them. Otherwise, I would need an interface. Actually, I got an interface right there. And it is not connected on the top. So I could do that. That would be the best way to probably do that. Let's deal with this real quick. So we're going to say the brown channel, makes sense, it's a sludge boiler, right? Is going to go into, actually it's insert brown channel. And then I'll put everything into the ME system that comes out of this. And that's taken care of. And it's already connected to power and everything else. The only thing I don't like is the fact that it looks like it's floating. So I want to put a block under there just to pretty it up. And then we can call this system pretty much done. What kind of block? It seems like it might sit on a rusty piece of metal. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. All right, so there's our automated, well, hydrophosphate. We haven't really done this yet. We still need to actually get the phosphate from the hydroxypalate, tongue tire. That one definitely ties your tongue right up. So we're going to need to set up something different. We're going to need a decomposer. Chemical decomposer. So we should be able to make one of these atomic manipulators. Yes, we can craft that. I don't think I'm going to require a ton of these, so I'm not going to teach it how to make decomposers, but we do need one. And we're going to need to set this up someplace with power and access to a line. Easy access to Well, maybe right here. I think this might work. Grab ourselves an interface. Looks like it's going to take a moment. While it's doing that, we can get our conduit. We already got item conduit, yes. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put that up there. I don't know where I want it. Don't know where I want it. So it's kind of getting a little cramped out in here. Well, let's get our interface. Because if our interface we've got ME conduit like right underneath here. So if I put the interface I want to bring it up one. Piece of conduit. So if I use this kind of conduit, this kind of conduit, there we go. Then I can put the interface right here. That's going to go there. That's going to go there. That's interesting. Okay. I don't. Oh, it's a good question. This is yeah, I'm not 100% sure how I want to do this. Because it's not going to be able to push the items into the side of that. So either we're going to need a chest or something on the top, an inventory on the top. That should work. Let's grab... Oh, just because I really like using them, an item buffer. And then I'm going to put the that there. And then I'm going to tell this thing to push the stuff into the item buffer. Okay, so now what I'm trying to teach this thing is to make phosphates from hydropalatate stuff, the other stuff. Phosphate. So I need some of that, and I need some of the other material, which should have a good amount built up now. I got 56 of that. Figured I'd have a lot more. What's going on up here? Oh, because it put carrots in that slot. Goofball thing for it to do. Is it gonna pull that stuff out of there? Now it's not seem to want to work. Extract. I might need a more advanced filter so I can ignore the NBT data. So let's do that. Let's make one of these advanced item filters, which requires a Z logic. Craft Z logic, please. Give that a moment, because clearly this is going to be an issue. Well, let's pull this and this out of there for a moment, because I don't want it getting sucked out when I redo the filter. There's my Z-Logics ready. Give me an advanced filter. Get some more of that out of there. Alright, let's take, and from the extract, we're going to swap that filter. Whoops. Guess you can't swap it. You got to actually take that out. Come on, go in there. Oh, that's not the filter. Let's try it. There we go. And then we're going to say stock, and we're going to say ignore NVT data. Ignore metadata. Actually, now we want to look at the metadata. That should do it. Is that working? Well, of course, now we got to put this back there, put our pot back in there, and take our carrots out of that slot. And now it looks like we're working again. So the only reason it worked earlier is because it just happened to match the NBT data for a moment. And at that point, it pulled out the stock. And now there's, let's put that in there. Let's put our extra stock up in there. There we go. And I still got some extra carrots, but as soon as this should be catching up now. There we go. Now we're catching up. Okay, so phosphates. Let's get back to what we're doing. Phosphates and hydropalates. Hydroxypalate. I don't. Somebody tell me how to say that, because I'm sure I've butchered it 100 times this episode. So if you know how to say that, go ahead and let me know. But this, one of these, is going to give us 3, 4 of these. If you look at the chemical thing, actually no, it's 3. It's only 3 of these. 1, 2, 3 of these. One of these is going to give us 3 of these. We want to teach it this, because now it will go ahead and break these down when it needs to. Now I need to switch this up here. Down needs to be insert. This needs to be... Now there's a little trick with it. There's another reason I really like using these item buffers, and I'll explain this real quick. If the system sends a whole bunch of stuff, like if I tell it to make a full stack of quartz, it throws all the materials into this chest all at once. Now the extractor here, the part of the item conduit, can only pull out 4 items at a time, but the buffer can push its entire contents out all at once. So it's another good reason to use a buffer. So if I set this buffer to go ahead and push, if it sends a whole bunch or several stacks of these into the item buffer at once, it'll push as much as it can down into the chemical decomposer. Now I need to take this bottom, that's already set to extract, and we'll say always active. And then we need to set this one to insert back into the interface. We should be good there. And later I will fill these in with some painted conduit facades. I'm not going to do that right now. So, did we get enough materials now and stuff set up is the question. Are we ready to make some more storage drives? So if I tell this to make me, let's start with 3. We look down through here. There's no red. That's good. So we have 256 phosphate available, and it needs to craft 540, but it can do that using the hydrophosphates now. So start, and it's going to start going through, and you can see this is working on building me some additional storage drives using this. It probably hasn't got to the point where it needs to decompose, I guess, stuff, but it should be able to do it. Oh, you know what? I need to get power over to this to this decomposer here. So let's get some power conduit over here real quick. Don't think I have enough. I really need to teach it how to make this. Hopefully that's enough. So we're just going to go straight up. And oh, that's interesting. Can I get it up there? Yeah. Running right underneath the conduits that are doing the B stuff above. That's okay though. Okay, so now it's got power. So when it is time to do it, and if I look in here, if I open this up, I can actually see specifically what it is in the middle of doing. So it's processing a few different things at the same time. I think these green are what it's actually processing, and then these might be the next step of thing that it's doing. So it's making aluminum phosphate right now. Oh, there it's making this phosphate. This thing should be doing. Yes, it is. Doing its thing. The only thing I might need to do to speed things up is to increase the rate that this pulls the material out of the chemical decomposer right here. But I know that it'll eventually get the job done. So give me my one that it already crafted. I'm going to go throw that one up in here in the drive. And then I think we're going to wrap this up because I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to eventually get these all to 64K. So yeah, there's one more thing I want to show you about what I'm going to make. And that is going to be a IO port. /O. IO port. Maybe that'll do. There it is, right there. No, not spatial IO port. MEIO port. These guys right here. Ooh, which means I need 2 more ME drives. Do I got the stuff for that? No. Well, I'll probably have to wait till that's done. But basically, I think I've showed it several times before how to manipulate your inventory, your ME inventory. You can see this thing's going, it's cooking. I really like watching this now because I can see all the different subparts that it's working on. This thing's cranking. Yeah, that's cranking. So, whoa, what? Why do I suddenly not have power? Woohoo! What's going on here? Wow, okay. That's interesting. We actually drained enough power using the chemical decomposer and stuff that shut the ME system down. Crazy. So yeah, looks like I've got to up my power game. I need to increase my power production. Because there's things working. It's trying to work all these different things. All these different things drawing power all at once. And the decomposers and synthesizers, yeah, they definitely draw a lot of power. Oh, you know what? I know what's drawing maximum power is the fact that it's making all the certiscorts back in here. Okay, well, I guess I know what I'm doing next episode is I'm going to be upgrading my power systems. Again. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. If you did, be sure and leave a like, comment, thumbs up, and all that fun stuff. And until next time, I will catch you later.